Alright, before we hop into the video today, just a quick thank you to our sponsor, Sports.Tnk. Hey, if you play 2K, you know the grind is real. The badge grind can get tough, so if you're looking to buy a stacked NBA 2K account with max badges and everything like that, visit sportstnb.com. Make sure to let him know Hayden YT sent you, and he'll get you everything you need. He's legit. First link in the description down below. Go check it out. Alright, what's going on YouTube? Hayden here. Today we're back with a brand new video. This one's got a lot of news, a lot of things are going down right now when it comes to Georgia football and everything like that. So, don't want to take up too much time, so let's get right into it. So before we start, make sure to drop a like on the video if you enjoy. Hit the red subscribe button, hit the post notification bell to know when I post content on this channel. Comment down below your thoughts on everything that we're going to discuss in the video. And with that said, let's get right into it. Alright, so first up, first story that we're going to talk about is Jake Fromm and his NFL draft decision. And Fromm went to social media earlier today and had some words to say. So he said, "Dog Nation, I would like to offer my sincerest thank you to the University of Georgia for giving me the privilege of playing football between the hedges of Sanford Stadium. Thank you to Coach Smart, who always believed in me and who over the last 3 years has helped grow that wide-eyed, scared 18-year-old kid who got handed the ball in South Bend into a better man and secondly a better football player. Thank you to all the coaches and teammates who have been there alongside me for every step of this journey, and to the fans, from the little boy in the 11 jersey jumping up and down in the living room, to the season ticket holder who hadn't missed a game in years, to one who didn't have the money or health to come to a single game but watched closer than anyone there, and everyone in between, thank you. Through the good times and the bad, I always felt your love and support. I hope I mean as much to you as you do to me." So, some really heartfelt stuff there from Jake Fromm. Alright, he would continue that by saying, "This process and decision has been unbelievably difficult, but through much prayer and counsel, I decided that it is time for me to take on the next challenge of my life and pursue my lifelong dream of playing in the NFL. It is with both a humbled and excited heart that I announce this, and I can assure you that this decision was not based on anything other than what I strongly believe is God's will for my life. I have been blessed beyond measure for every day that God allowed me to be your quarterback, and I pray that His light can continue to shine through the University of Georgia. I will forever be a dog at heart, and I love each of you in Christ." Romans 8:28. Go Dogs, and God bless. Signed, Jake. So that was a lot of words to say right there, but Jake Fromm is going off to the NFL. He's going to pursue his dream of being a quarterback in the NFL, and you can't really dog on anybody who is chasing after what they believe in and chasing after what they want to do in their life and chasing after their dreams at the end of the day. And that's what Jake Fromm's doing. I have the utmost respect for Jake Fromm and this decision and everything like that. The guy gave us his all for the last 3 years. Numbers aside and everything like that, he's just one of the classiest guys that the Georgia program has ever come across. Put himself on the line each and every game for Georgia, and he did what he could to try to lead Georgia to a win each and every game and each and every time he stepped on the football field. Fromm is going to finish his career 35-6 as a starter. Just looking back to that 2017 season, that was a very special season in Georgia history. Probably the best season since 2012, and obviously the first time Georgia has won an SEC title in 12 years. And that same year, Jake Fromm was thrown into the quarterback position out of nowhere. Jacob Eason hurt in the first game against App State. Jake Fromm comes in, and Georgia never looked back. He finished the season with 2,600 yards, 24 touchdowns to 7 picks. And he helped us reach the big game, the big national championship. So yeah, 2017 was a special year, and will go down in the books in the Georgia football history as one of the better years to come that the program has ever had. Especially in my lifetime. I'm only 19 years old. I haven't been able to experience that much Georgia football, but I would just say that is the peak of my fan experience. 2017 was probably the most fun I've ever had as a Georgia football fan in my lifetime. All right, so just some career numbers here for Jake Fromm. He finishes with 622 completions, 63.3% completion percentage, 8,236 yards, 78 touchdowns, and only 18 interceptions. So Jake Fromm finishes his career as 4th all-time in Georgia football history in passing yards. And then he is actually 2nd all-time in passing touchdowns in a career, right behind Aaron Murray. Way behind Aaron Murray. Aaron Murray is just a head above everybody on this list, where he finished with 121 and Jake Fromm at 2nd with 78. So yeah, Jake Fromm going down as one of the best quarterbacks to ever come through this program. So now that leaves an open void at the quarterback spot and an open competition now as Carson Beck's coming in, the 4-star. But I see Georgia most likely going into the transfer portal and getting a graduate transfer. I could see that as the most likely decision at the end of the day. to a couple other NFL decisions. Solomon McKinley's going to the NFL. With Solomon McKinley and his decision on the NFL, that's the third starter from the Georgia offensive line to declare for the 2020 draft. And we can't forget that we're also returning a lot of players, specifically in the defense. Malik Herring announced he's returning. Monty Rice, Richard LeCount, Eric Stokes. Julian Rochester is going to be back because he is taking a redshirt year this year. With his injury problems, he only appeared in, I believe, 4 games, so he can play next season. So the defense is returning a lot of players last year, and we're bringing in a lot more players in the recruiting class, a lot of good players in the recruiting class. So let's move on to the next news. Shocking news, actually. I did not expect to see this. I got the notification that Jake Fromm's going to the NFL on my phone, and then not too long after that, I received the news on my phone that Cade Mays is entering the transfer portal. It's likely that he's going to stay in the SEC and transfer to Tennessee. 4 starters off the offensive line that are now going to be gone. 3 to the draft, Cade Mays to the transfer portal. So that's a huge hit for Georgia on the offensive line. But I guess that's why you recruit, and recruit at a high level at the offensive line. I believe Matt Luke can do it. Matt Luke can find a way for this offensive line to still be solid. We have some pieces coming in, hopefully, with Jones and Van Pran if they stay put, and we have people returning from last year. So that's why Georgia recruits at a high level in the trenches on the O-line, and so we'll see what happens with the O-line going into next season. Some other interesting news from the Cade Mays situation is apparently that his father, way back around the time that Cade Mays was getting recruited to Georgia during a recruiting visit, that his father had to get his pinky finger amputated after the chair that his father was sitting in during this visit got wedged against a column, and he had to get his pinky finger amputated. And so now the Mays are suing Georgia and the chair manufacturer, it appears. This doesn't seem to be the reason that Cade Mays is transferring, because this is something that happened 3 years ago. It just seems to be something that they might be using or try to use as leverage to get immediate eligibility for that Cade can play next season. But if he doesn't get immediate eligibility with the SEC rules and things like that, he'll have to sit out the 2020 season. A lot could come out of this, and we'll see why Cade really wanted to transfer. But it seems the likely reason is to go back home. He's from Tennessee. His brother plays at Tennessee. His father played at Tennessee, so he has a lot of Tennessee roots. And also, last but not least, the roller coaster ride of Zach Evans seems to be coming to an end. We're going down the downslope. Zach Evans has been released from his national letter of intent to Georgia. Georgia has released him from that, and so now his recruitment is back open again. And I'm pretty sure he'll be able to play immediately, no restrictions involved. Georgia said he could go anywhere. But that means that my video that I made was technically true, that the obvious hint was pointing towards Sony Michel playing in a Super Bowl. Remember, I said in that video that in an interview during Under Armour Media Day, he said that he really liked their position coach. They had a strong position coach. They had a rookie recently playing a Super Bowl from the school that he was choosing, and that ended up being Georgia, and Sony Michel playing in a Super Bowl for the Patriots last season. So the Zach Evans stuff has been a crazy story, where he was suspended a couple times during his senior season of high school. His recruitment was all over the place. He was supposed to announce during the Under Armour All-American game. That ended up turning into an apology, where he was sitting with Deion Sanders during the game, and he did a national apology about what happened and everything like that. So there seems to be more to his story than just being suspended over a cell phone. I don't know, I don't think he would go on national television to apologize over a cell phone, and it's got to be something serious, especially if Georgia gives up on a guy and gives up his letter of intent. Georgia's took chances on some people like Zach Evans in the past, so they might have, I guess, maybe learned from their lessons and stuff like that, but I don't want to get too much into that. I don't want to be that fan that comes off in a bad way, like I want to talk about Zach Evans in a bad way. I hope the best for Zach Evans going forward. At the end of the day, he's an 18-year-old kid making life-changing decisions. This is a huge decision in his life, and we've all made mistakes in our life. Nobody's perfect, and Zach Evans, at the end of the day, is still only 18 years old. Yeah, just like I said, at the end of the day, he's 18 years old, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there, when they were 18, had things that happened to them, or they made mistakes, or said things, or did things that they regret when they look back onto it, and they didn't have the national spotlight that Zach Evans has on him, that it can come to the media and end up being a big thing in social media. So like I said, hope the best for Zach Evans going forward. So with that said, that's the end of the video. There was a lot of news in this video, a lot of things to talk about. I'm pretty sure a lot more stuff to talk about coming forward in this off season. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like down below, hit the red subscribe button, click the post notification bell, comment down below about any of these topics or anything like that. And with that said, it's been Hayden. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.